A lot of the musicians that I hang out with who know that I'm into the occult and witchcraft, they want to know what type of music I listen to when I'm doing rituals. Well, I listen to a wide variety of music when I'm doing rituals. Um, Usually, if I'm by myself and I'm doing a ritual, I like to use dark ambient music in the background. That's always worked for me. It usually puts my mind in a certain framework where any ritual that I'm doing, I'm in the right mindset. So the dark ambient music is one of my first choices. Um, I also like really dark classical music. A good example of that would be Chopin's Nocturnes. I like using his stuff in my rituals. Some of the music of Beethoven that I like to use. That stuff is really, in a way, it's cerebral, but at the same time, it's contemplative, and it's very important for me to be in a certain frame of mind when I'm doing rituals. And a lot of his music, the stuff that's more along the lines of being in minor key, um, I use that a lot, and I think that's really good stuff to use when doing ritual. Also, drumming, live drumming, I really like. I'm not really big into using a soundtrack of a drummer. That's not really me. I like live drummers. I've been in a couple of rituals where there's live drummers, and that's really great. The Santerian rituals that I've been in, where they use live drummers and the static dancing and whatnot, that's really great. I love that in ritual. Um, Maybe that's something that's carried over from church because there was always a drummer at church, especially when the people um, they worked themselves up to an ecstatic state and the Holy Ghost got into them or whatever. It works, I mean, regardless of what religion you subscribe to, be it a spirit religion like Santeria or Voodoo or Christianity. It doesn't matter. It works. So drums is something I definitely like to incorporate in rituals. And like I said, I've been in rituals where we've used the drum, especially the shamanic stuff. I remember one ritual I went to, and well, it was more like a shamanic journey more so than a actual ritual. And I remember the drum going and that being in the background. And whenever someone took a rattle, and it would rattle doing the shamanic journey we were going on, I would just instantly get into an altered state of mind. And it was fascinating. Um, when I first got involved in the occult, one of the first things I learned was the drum is the door. And I would say rattles are too, or anything that I would say puts your mind in a certain mind state. That is definitely something that will enhance ritual. So drums is definitely something that I use. As I say, the drum is the door. It is the door between our world and the spirit world. So it is definitely something that I like to use in doing ritual. Also voices, chants. I remember one ritual I did with Full Moon Circle, the group that I used to run on the campus of Wayne State University. I remember a ritual that we did, and it was around Halloween time. And as we were doing a ritual, all of a sudden, two of the girls in the group started singing, and I thought that was absolutely beautiful. It just really set the mood for what we were doing. And every now and then, if I'm in a ritual and there's someone who can actually sing and can hold a note, that's also a very much a plus in doing rituals and chants too. Singing, chants, mantras, that really enhances the ritual space when you're doing that type of thing. Live guitar is really good too. One of the things I've been experimenting with is doing a ritual using my guitar, using an electric guitar. And I know, supposedly, when you're doing ritual, you don't want to have electricity around because it interferes with the communication of spirits, supposedly, and it's really harder to open the door up or whatever. But on the other hand, if you're playing something that's really meditative, I think it could have the opposite effect. It could open the door up. So that's one of the things that I'm experimenting with. I'm doing a lot of meditative work with my guitar, the acoustic guitar that I have, the classical one, and also the electric one. There's certain sounds and frequencies that I'm really interested in. And, there's certain ways that notes resonate. I'm sorry, within the atmosphere of a ritual chamber that I think is really valid as far as opening a door between our world and the spirit world. So anyway, to answer some of my friends' questions, when they ask me what type of music do you listen to or play when you're in the ritual chambers, it's a wide variety. I guess it all depends on the ritual that you're doing and the intention that you want to have. Do you want to have more of a meditative frame of mind when you're doing a ritual, or do you want to have everything be more ecstatic, lively? Like in the Santorian um, uh, rituals or the Voodoo rituals. So it all depends. All right. So anyway, hope that answers the question that some of my friends have. And until next time, love is the law, and as usual, peace.